Queen Victoria was the monarch of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland from 1837 until her death in 1901. She ascended to the throne at the young age of 18 years old, and until recently, she was the longest reigning monarch in British history. By the end of this video, you will know why her reign contributed so much to such a prosperous time in world history that the era was named after her. Stay with us until the end of the video to find out what a British ship trapped in ice, Queen Victoria, and JFK's desk have in common.
It's time for Minute Distinctions.
Queen Victoria was born on May 24, 1819 in Kensington Palace in London, England. Victoria was the daughter of Edward, Duke of Kent, and Victoria Mary Louisa, the daughter of a German prince. She was raised by her mother as her father had died just months after Victoria's birth. Prior to her death, her father, Edward, was the fourth in line to the throne. The same year her father died, her grandfather, King George III, died as well. As she grew up, her oldest, second oldest, and third oldest uncles each took the throne, and each died without leaving an heir. Since Victoria's father, who had died when she was an infant, was fourth in line, Victoria inherited the British throne under British succession law. It is worth noting that her grandfather and three eldest uncles were all kings of both the United Kingdom and Hanover. However, Hanover operated by Salic law and not British succession law, and Salic law said a woman could not be the ruler, so Victoria became the queen of only the United Kingdom, and her fourth oldest uncle took the role of King of Hanover. Victoria ascended to the throne at the age of 18 after the death of her third oldest uncle, King William IV. During her early reign, Victoria relied heavily on the guidance of her Prime Minister, Lord Melbourne, and developed a close friendship with him. She married her cousin, Prince Albert, in 1840, and the couple had 9 children together. Victoria's reign was marked by significant social and economic changes in Britain, including the Industrial Revolution and the expansion of the British Empire. Victoria and her husband, Prince Albert, were both interested in science and technology, and they supported the development of new technologies and industries. Victoria's long reign also contributed to stability and continuity, which helped to produce a favorable environment for the growth of industry. Victoria was a popular queen, and her reign, now known as the Victorian era, is remembered as a time of prosperity and cultural refinement. Victoria was also known for her strict moral standards and her strong sense of duty. During Victoria's reign, Britain became the world's leading industrial power, and the country's economy and standard of living improved significantly. The Industrial Revolution had a profound impact on British society, leading to the growth of cities, the rise of the middle class, and significant changes in the way people lived and worked. Victoria's support for industry and progress helped to shape the modern world and to set the stage for development of many of the technologies and industries that today we take for granted. Victoria's reign was not without controversy. She was criticized for her relationship with her personal servant, John Brown, and for her lengthy mourning period following the death of her husband, Prince Albert, in 1861. Victoria retreated from public life after Albert's death and wore black for the remainder of her life. Despite some controversies, Victoria remained a popular and respected queen. She celebrated her Diamond Jubilee, marking 60 years on the throne in 1897, and was greeted by large crowds of well-wishers. Victoria died on January 22, 1901 at the age of 81. She was succeeded by her son, Edward VII. At her time, Victoria's reign was the longest of any British monarch, and she is remembered as a symbol of stability and tradition during a time of significant change in Britain. Here are some interesting facts about Queen Victoria. She reigned for 63 years and 7 months. It wasn't until recently when Queen Elizabeth, who reigned for almost 71 years, broke Victoria's record. Queen Victoria had 9 children and was the grandmother of many European monarchs. Some of her grandchildren who became monarchs include King George V of the UK, Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany, and many more. During the reign of Queen Victoria, the government commissioned and launched several ships, including the HMS Resolute in 1850. Just 4 short years later, it was trapped in Arctic ice. A year later, the Americans found it, restored it, and presented it as a gift to the UK. It remained in service for almost 25 years, and after it was retired from service, wood from the ship was constructed into a desk, and Queen Victoria presented it to American President Rutherford B. Hayes. Almost every U.S. president since President Hayes has sat at that desk, whether in the Oval Office or elsewhere. If you want to learn more about this story, check out our video on the Resolute desk. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and consider sharing it at your next History Society party. Queen Victoria would do it. Probably.